Fam, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Alabama Football just released some amazing footage. This is from their social media account. So all footage, all the interviews, courtesy of the University of Alabama. Go follow them on social media. Going to walk you through it. Some things that stood out to me. So you got Geno Vandermark right here snapping the football. Yo, this young man is Latier Brooks, okay? He's like already a household name when we look to these highlights. And I get it. It's just a couple days, but we're excited. Thumbs up inside the comment box if you're already getting excited about Latier Brooks. Look, I saw a quote from Bray Hubbard today. One of the team writers had it. And talking about with Bray Hubbard. And he's like, yo, guarding Latier Brooks is a problem, okay? Very fast, very shifty. So good to see a freshman shining on early in the process. You got to look at the running backs. Yo, so in kind of the big soundbite today, I'm going to play it here in a second. I got Kane Womack's, kind of some best of coming up from him next. And then I got Tim Keenan. Those are courtesy of the University of Alabama as well. But what you have right here is a special corner at the University of Alabama. I get it. It's early, but another freshman. We celebrate freshmen here when they're balling out. In this class, and I think why I'm talking about this, and this is Dijon Lee, 6'4", 190 pounds, and K. Womack has a great soundbite. He's a long-ass corner. This is what he is, right? And as you can see, when you're a long-ass corner, you're able to make plays. Here he is pulling down what it looks like an interception in practice. Clearly, that's an interception. Probably would have been a pick six. This is Jalen Hell. And I had a short Facebook post talking about, this is one of my favorite storylines, honestly, are these comeback stories. The guy clearly has a brace down here, working hard to get back to 100%. I guess he is 100% if he's out here practicing in pads. I love it. And it looks like he's going up against Cam Calhoun right here. And Kane Womack's going to talk about what Calhoun brings to this defense, or what he could bring. I would imagine he's battling for that Husky position. But this is one of the better storylines, is just the fact that Jalen Hell is back healthy. Here's Cole Adams. He's another guy that's made some acrobatic catches this spring. Looks like that was probably intercepted as well. You see the defense wrapping up. Look at this. So you have two fan favorites, clearly, right? Or two freshmen from last year, now sophomores. But you have Ryan Williams going up against Red Morgan, right? And it looks like Red Morgan is getting the best right there. That's good. You know what they say? Iron sharpens, you answer inside the comment box. You see these guys getting hyped up. Number 13 right here, I believe that is Ivan Taylor. Another freshman, okay? So we're celebrating freshmen here. Yo, Rico Scott coming down with the catch. Man, you know I'm a big fan of Rico Scott. Drake Kirkpatrick making a tip pass right there. And Jerry Bernard, let's see if he can come down with it. I guess they cut it. And then Ryan Williams catching the football. And look at this. Another shot right here. A Dijon Lee going up. That long body, right? The long-ass corner. And Bray Hubbard saying, no. All right, what we got right here is Kane Womack. You know how it works. We're going to play the interview. I'll provide some commentary. But let's listen to what he had to say opening up on Dijon Lee, the 6'4" corner at the University of Alabama.
So tall playing the cornerback position. What have you seen from him?
Yeah.
Is he going to stick at corner, you think, or is he more of a safety?
Well, I mean, obviously time will tell, right? And bodies develop and all those things. He looks like a corner right now. He just looks like a really long-ass corner. But he's got really good feet. He's got a maturity. Reminds me a little bit of Zabian. I don't want to put too much pressure on him too early, but he has a demeanor that would indicate that a freshman could come in and contribute. And, Mo does such a great job with just the discipline and detail of those guys in the position. I think he had a pick today, which was great, but he gave up a ball today as well. So those are the give and take of how will he respond to that as spring ball goes on.
Yeah, talking about Dijon Lee right there, great soundbite, saying that, talking about the length and also that he has good footwork and that he has some maturity. I remember that Coach Saban would always talk about freshmen that would play early at the University of Alabama are freshmen that are mature. And you hear that whether it's, we've heard from a lot of freshmen. Look, this is a very talented freshman class, whether you're talking about Keelan Russell, Michael Carroll, Dijon Lee on this side, Latier Brooks. I haven't heard a coach particularly talk about him yet, but you see that maturity from these guys who are able to play early on. And this is important to note. Damani Jackson's out with some undisclosed injury. It's nothing serious. He's just out of spring ball. So it's allowing some of these other corners to rise up. Dijon Lee, one of them. We continue with Kane Womack.
really like Cam. You know, he has a maturity about him. You can tell, you know, this dude's been a seasoned player at a place that, you know, has established itself as one of the great defenses year in and year out at Utah. So, you know, it's not an easy task to get on the field with that program. And he was a starter. And so it was awesome to be able to gain that experience from him. But he's got a little, you know, he's from Cincinnati. Cincinnati guys, if you've ever recruited that area, they got a little something to him, you know what I mean? And so he plays with a good energy, plays with a mindset of attacking the ball and you know, brings some juice to our group. We're a relatively quiet secondary for the most part. So it's kind of nice to have another guy out there that, you know, plays up in people's face.
Talking about Cam Calhoun. Cam Calhoun came to Alabama from Utah. Very physical player. I say this often when I talk about Cam Calhoun. When you think about Utah, you don't necessarily think about their offense. You think about their defense. So adding him to the secondary, well, where is he going to play? I presume he's going to battle for that Husky position. And Coach Kane Womack, very excited about him. And just as Kane Womack was saying previously when talking about Dijon Lee, a lot of the credit goes to Mo Lindquist and now new addition to the coaching staff, Jason Jones, working with these guys, getting them to develop. But two early names that have really picked up in the springtime. And I know it's only been 3 days, but Dijon Lee and Cam Calhoun, certainly two of those guys. We continue with Coach Kane Womack. Believe here in a second he's going to talk about Justin Hill, another guy from the state of Ohio. We continue.
Yeah. You know, Justin, another young guy that is just, you know, he's got a maturity about him. I mean, some of these freshmen, it amazes me. I think about, like, where was I in the headspace at 18 years old about my freshman year in college at the University of Arkansas? You know, I wasn't anywhere close to what some of these guys are in terms of, you know, athletically, obviously, but more so from a standpoint of just their mentality, you know what I mean? And these guys come with a mentality, they're ready to work, and you see it. I walk down the defensive staff room, and there's freshmen in every single coach's office, and that's a testament to our coaches, but it's also a testament to those freshmen. Justin Hill's a great example of that.
All right, great sound bites right there. And if you want to watch the full interviews, go to the University of Alabama. You can watch the full interviews in its entirety. This is Tim Keenan, a guy I talk about frequently on the show, out of Ramsey in Birmingham, an in-state guy. I thought he played really well last year. Him coming back, I have some questions about the defensive line that I feel are getting answered this year. Who is going to be the guys behind Tim Keenan, James Smith, who's out or limited this spring? Who are going to be some other guys that contribute on the defensive line? Tim Keenan, LT Overton, but I think Tim Keenan in this small interview gives kind of a glimpse to how he sees his brothers with the defensive line. This is a good soundbite.
Really Edric Hill, Jordan Renard, all those guys, you know, LT Overton, he all in just a monster.
Yeah.
Those guys been making incredible jumps. And, you know, we just got Steve and Jeremiah Beeman, he's coming along too. But, man, Edric Hill, he's been making a magnificent impact this spring, and I can't wait to see what he keeps doing.
Yeah, talking about that, the brotherhood, right, within the defensive line. When I say the brothers is very important because I feel that having that continuity within the defensive line is really important. I think this is an area that really needs to take a step forward. People have been talking about Freddie Roach coaching these guys. I think he's done a pretty good job, to be honest. I really like him as a defensive line. Let me ask you inside the comment box, do you feel that Freddie Roach, how do you feel about him? I asked the morning show, how do you guys feel about him? I hadn't heard anything about Edric Hill. Good to hear that soundbite. He's going to continue to talk about the defensive line overall in this next clip.
That for a defensive lineman, just to be able to kind of play the bandit, but also move inside the defensive tackle as well.
Hey, good luck to the offensive line. That's all I got to say. When you got an arsenal like that, when you got body types that can move in at different speeds, and they got the strength to back it up. So, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and kind of in closing, we'll go back to some of these clips. I think that what he's just said is the versatility of like a Keon Keeley, Steve Mbua, Jordan Renard, like guys who can play, the bandit position, but also switch inside if they need to. I think that's really important for Alabama going forward, specifically on the defensive line. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys being here, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, as news happens, and Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube.